When you picture a cat, what comes to mind? Probably a cute, maybe slightly lazy fluffball who is an expert at finding the perfect sunbeam for a nap, right? But what if they're also silent guardians, watching over us in ways we can't even begin to understand? What if that purring companion on your couch is actually a hero in disguise? Before we get into these unbelievable true stories, we're on a mission to hit 500 subscribers. If you love incredible animal tales, please help us out by hitting that like button and subscribing right now. It means the world to us. Today, we're sharing 5 true stories of cats who became lifesavers, pulling their owners from the brink of disaster in ways you have to hear to believe. These aren't just pets, they are absolute heroes. And trust me, you're going to want to stick around for story number 3. It's so unbelievable, it might just change how you look at your own pets forever. Let's kick things off with a cat who proved his worth on his very first night in a new home. Amy Jung from Wisconsin had just made a spur-of-the-moment decision to adopt a 21-pound orange cat named Pudding. That same night, Amy, who has had diabetes since she was a child, had a violent seizure in her sleep. Instantly, Pudding knew something was terribly wrong. He jumped onto Amy's chest, trying to wake her up. When that didn't work, he started batting at her face and nipping her nose until she finally came to for a moment. But she was still too disoriented to call for help. So Pudding raced into her son Ethan's room and jumped on his bed until he woke up. Ethan was then able to get his mom the medical help she desperately needed. Doctors later said that if Pudding hadn't stepped in, Amy might not have made it through the night. Our number 4 story takes us from a quiet bedroom to the open ocean, where a cat's sixth sense was the only thing standing between life and death. Grant McDonald was fast asleep on his yacht, the Osprey, anchored 40 miles off the coast of Western Australia. At 5 in the morning, his cat, Major Tom, started headbutting him over and over. This wasn't a nudge for an early breakfast, this was a real alarm. When Grant finally dragged himself out of bed, he found his boat was taking on water fast and was about to sink. With literally no time to spare, Grant grabbed Major Tom, hit his emergency beacon, and jumped into a life raft, just as the Osprey slipped beneath the waves. Hours later, a passing ship rescued them both. McDonald lost his boat, but he knows for a fact that he owes his life to his furry first mate, Major Tom. And now for the story we promised you, one that is as baffling as it is incredible. Wendy Humphreys, a 52-year-old from England, noticed her new kitten, Fidge, was acting really strangely. For 2 weeks straight, every single time Wendy sat on the sofa, the tiny cat would jump onto her lap and curl up on the exact same spot, her right breast. At first, Wendy just thought it was a weird kitten quirk, but Fidge was so persistent that the spot started to feel bruised and sore, which prompted Wendy to see a doctor. The exam found a small pea-sized tumor that was malignant. Her doctor told her that because they caught it so incredibly early, her chances were excellent. Wendy was floored, saying, "She saved my life, definitely." Fidge's strange, insistent behavior led to a diagnosis that saved Wendy from a cancer that could have become fatal. It's just unbelievable, isn't it? If you're as amazed by the courage of these cats as we are, do us a huge favor and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss another story. And let us know in the comments which cat has blown your mind the most so far. Coming in at number 2, we have a cat who made a phone call that nobody thought was possible. Gary Rocheisen from Columbus, Ohio, uses a wheelchair due to osteoporosis. One day he fell in his home and couldn't get up to call for help. He wasn't wearing his medical alert necklace and the emergency cord was just out of reach. But then, police received a 911 call from his apartment. When they answered, the line was dead silent. A dispatcher called back, and when no one answered, they sent an officer to investigate. The officer arrived to find Gary on the floor, helpless, and right next to the phone was his cat, Tommy. It turns out, Gary had tried to teach Tommy how to press the phone's speed dial button for 911 in the past, but he never actually thought the cat understood. With no other way to explain it, both Gary and the police believe Tommy made the call that saved his life. "He's my hero," Gary said. And our number 1 spot goes to Billy, a cat from Nottingham, England, whose frantic actions saved his owner from a silent killer. One night, Sam Felstead went to bed feeling perfectly normal, but at 4:30 in the morning, she was woken by her 7-year-old cat, Billy, who was jumping up and down on her chest and meowing louder than she'd ever heard him before. This was completely out of character for Billy, who usually kept to himself. Confused, Sam realized she was drenched in sweat. She couldn't move her right side, and a sharp pain was shooting through her body. She was having a heart attack in her sleep. Because Billy woke her up, she was able to call for help and get to the hospital just in time. doctors told her it was a very good thing she got there when she did. Sam is absolutely certain that Billy's strange, desperate behavior is the only reason she's alive today. So heroes don't always wear capes. Sometimes they have whiskers, a tail, and an uncanny ability to know when we need them most. These 5 cats have shown us that the bond we have with our animals is more powerful than we could ever imagine. They're more than just pets. They're our protectors, our friends, and in these cases, they were literal lifesavers. Which of these heroic cats amazed you the most? If you have a story about your own animal hero, we would absolutely love to hear it. Please help us reach our goal of 500 subscribers by hitting that like button and commenting below. Don't forget to subscribe for more incredible stories. Thanks for watching.